There is a line in the Karate Kid movie with Jackie Chan where he tells Dre, "Everything is Kung Fu." He had illustrated this by making Dre drop his jacket on the floor, pick it up, and then hang it on a hook over and over and over again for hours, day in and day out. When Dre became frustrated because he didn't feel like Mr. Han had taught him the Kung Fu he was looking for to defend himself, Mr. Han then used the movements of performing these simple actions and transformed them into effective Kung Fu techniques to block and dodge several different kinds of attacks. His point was that any movement that your muscles remember can be transformed and repurposed into a defensive or offensive movement. As I understand it, in China, Kung Fu doesn't just apply to a particular style of martial arts either, but it is a philosophy of how you do anything with dedication, awareness, and discipline. It is a term describing the dedication you put into mastering your skill or art, whatever that might be. What Mr. Han declared about Kung Fu is true of being a disciple of Jesus Christ as well. Everything is discipleship. There is nothing in life where discipleship is not learned and practiced or cannot be learned and practiced, even if only in one's failure to practice. Being a disciple of Jesus Christ requires awareness of one's own internal life and thoughts. It requires a dedication and self-discipline to keep returning to and honing one's practice of setting aside or letting go of the responses of fear, aggression, or bodily cravings, and instead engaging with and cooperating with the Spirit of Christ. Being a Christian is intentional, because being a disciple of Jesus Christ is intentional. It's not passive. You're not born one. You can't be a disciple of anything or anyone by association. You must actively choose to practice what he taught and actively strive to function as he functioned. You must do the hard work of repeating it over and over again, failing, learning from the failure, and then doing it again. You must do the hard work of understanding what's coming from your own flesh and what's coming from his Spirit, and being able to recognize the difference based on the examples given by Paul and in the other writings of the New Testament. You must ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I reacting this way? Is it out of love or is it out of fear? Is it out of a genuine desire to help, or is it out of anger? Is it because I think I need something, or is it because I'm really don't want something to happen? Being a disciple can be likened to a martial art where you must constantly practice until you no longer have to think about the movements and motions, and then keep practicing so that it never stops being second nature. Submitting to the Spirit of Christ takes conscious effort, especially at first, just like a block, punch, or kick. Recognizing the responses coming from your own flesh takes self-awareness, humility, and a willingness to admit your own flaws. You cannot be a disciple, a Christian, without these things. This isn't about whether you go to heaven when you die. This is about bringing heaven down to everyone else around you. You cannot just assent to a creed or set of doctrines and declare yourself a Christian. You must actually be one. Marriage is discipleship. Parenting is discipleship. Friendship is discipleship. Employment is discipleship. Eating is discipleship. Yes, having sex is also discipleship. Good days, bad days, poverty, wealth, these are all discipleship. Whether you're talking to someone on the phone, playing a game, caring for an animal, spending time alone or in a crowd, or whatever you're doing, this is all discipleship to Jesus Christ. And the disciple of Jesus Christ will approach each and everything they do as such as they become aware of it. This is the point which Paul was making with his advice and commentary on husbands and wives, children, parenting, slaves, and masters, and so on. There is no area of life which discipleship does not touch. For some, it may come easier than others. This is true regardless of the skills you are trying to learn and practice. And it is no different with being a disciple. Every human being is different. Some will find it more difficult, some less so. This means some will have to work harder than others at cooperating with the Spirit of Christ and dropping their own responses. But those who must work harder at it may also find in the end that they are better able to deal with the struggles involved than those who did not, just like with any other discipline. In the end, they may be less inclined to trust themselves because of the struggles they've had with their own flesh, and more inclined to trust His Spirit first. Discipleship to Jesus Christ does not come without putting in the work, any more than any other discipline. Being a Christian does not come without putting in the work to be one. Anyone who tells you otherwise doesn't understand what being a disciple means.